Here we are at Danzig Alley. Ah. Manchester Regiment. Yeah, we watched a documentary about the Somme, and it talked about the Manchesters.
Yeah, they helped with the Lancashires.
Yeah.
The Manchesters went in first towards Mametz.
And there's the Northumberland Fusiliers there. More Manchester Regiment. Yeah. Lieutenant Colonel F.L. Sharp, aged 49. He was killed on the 13th of August 1916. This is a little bit about him there. So he joined the Royal Military Academy in Woolwich, became a lieutenant in 1886 in February, promoted to captain in June 1896, served in India, married to a New Zealander, back in the UK. Obviously when he started serving over here with 39th Brigade, Royal Field Artillery. He was part of the Mons engagement, and he was in the Battle of the Marne as well. Aisne and Ypres, Neuve-Chapelle, where he fought with the Indian Army, Loos and Somme, so he's sort of fair bit of action before he met his end. Yeah, Captain CCA. There's more of the Manchester Regiment. Remember, these fell on the 1st of July, so these were killed on the first day of the offensive. And 3 there. Bedfordshires, Northamptonshire. Lancashires. The thought actually is that some of these could have possibly been retrieved and buried by my great-grandfather, because they were working in this area, retrieving. That's what some of the artillery guys did, is they buried their dead after the first couple of days of the Somme. Went out to retrieve them all and bury them all. Gordon Highlanders there. There he goes. Oh, found his legs now. Weather's coming in now. There's the German there. 6 Germans buried. Oh, actually, no, there's some more there. we're in the cemetery at on the just off the River Onca, and this is an excerpt about 14 battery and what was happening in November, and it's actually the 6th of November today. After the shelling of Onca Heights, the battery had to condemn 3 of its guns, and the mud was so bad that horses couldn't pull them out, and they were dragged out some 300 yards by a Caterpillar tractor. November the 5th, the battery engaged in a shoot on a German battery situated in Lupart Wood north of Albert and destroyed 1 gun and prevented others being used. November the 9th, the battery was shelled by gas, and this fell 400 yards short and still managed to drift through the battery lines. And November the 11th, firing in support of the 4th Canadian Division about La Sarre. November the 14th, Beaumont Hamel is captured and the Hansa line at 05:45 hours, and the battery barraged River Trench during this engagement. The battery was heavily shelled with 5.9s and lacrimatory rounds. Lacrimatory rounds are, they call them tear shells, so when they explode they make your eyes water and difficult to see, and they would make them go red and sore. And that's what a lacrimatory round is. They were also using HE rounds as well. And these were all used before the Battle of Mametz as well, you know. And while we're here, 1 shell penetrated the battery command post, which wounded and gassed 2nd Lieutenant Dennison and Gunner H. Bedford, the telephonist. And also, when we visited the Ulster Tower, which is just over there, they said that they did find some gas rounds are actually in the river here still, you know, complete. So we're going to have a little walk around and read some of the names. We've just signed the register, but this is the cemetery for Onca. Years old. Here we are, this is the Sunken Lane at Beaumont Hamel, and this is where the Lancashire Fusiliers, that famous bit of film where the soldiers were tucked in waiting to go. If that's the direction that they went through, then I'm guessing that the soldiers were all either huddled in just there, or where Lynn is standing now, the camera was there looking down at the soldiers facing her. Most of them died, and that's the way they went up through there. And obviously along here, up and through there. But they were immortalised with that little bit of film that was taken in July 1916. Imagine this being your last direction of movement before being cut down. So that's the angle it could have been from there. So we'll go back a bit and try. Let's just see if that works. So this is from the other side, and this is the no man's land here. So the Lancashire Fusiliers would have come up through that embankment there, straight across here, and they were being fired at from the front there and fired at from the sides as well. And up there, that clump of trees on top of the hill there, is the Hawthorne Ridge, where the mine was detonated 10 minutes before. I believe that went off at 7:20 AM. So the lads would have been in there waiting. They would have witnessed a hell of an explosion there. And as I mentioned on previous videos, it threw the column of earth high up into the sky, and it absolutely covered the village of Beaumont Hamel in a white dust, which in the June weather made it look like it had been snowing because it fell as a powder. So there's one of the cemeteries over there, look. So we're going to have a walk over there. This is Redan Ridge Cemetery number 2. So as you've seen the Sunken Lane, where we did the filming where the soldiers were all in the embankment there waiting to go after they were killed. This is where a lot of them ended up. There's one there, Captain E.G. Matthey led the Lancashire Fusiliers attacking Beaumont Hamel and the Hawthorne Redoubt. They're two of the most heavily protected and defended positions. He also served in India, I believe. But 23 years old, Captain. You can see the artillery shell there, look. See how the banding has been scored. So it's gone through the barrel, the rifling. It's a dead round, you know, it's empty. Plenty of them just turning up everywhere along the fields. You can see the various shapes of metal here. The shrapnel that would have spun through the air, slicing you in half. Obviously the angle line which they used securing the trenches and various work. And of course here you can see there a very much live grenade. You can see the size of my fingers there, look, you can see it's a grenade. Left there, and bomb disposal will collect that later. So here we are, next cemetery, just on the hill there. It's a very small cemetery, isn't it? Take that track up there to the next one. On the ground there you can see bits of shrapnel. It's from a casing. One piece there. So there's our next cemetery that we're visiting. We're all pretty much isolated. Don't get many visits, and all we can hear is like skylarks, which is something that the soldiers remarked on when they, in between artillery barrages, you could hear skylarks would strike up straight away. That's something that Paul Reed, a military historian who does podcasts, he starts his podcasts with the sound of the skylarks. It's quite a windswept and barren. Yeah, look. Done fair walk today. Obviously that's the The Sunken Lane's down there. And this is the Redan Ridge Cemetery, so that was, this must be, yeah, the first one, and then obviously we've done the second and the third. And here we are, the Royal Scots Fusiliers, Oxford and Bucks, Dorsetshire. I see some over the back there, Rifle Brigade, Seaforth Highlanders, Royal Warwickshires, more Oxford and Bucks and Essex regiments. You'll see some of them never to be recognised. Somerset Light Infantry, Machine Gun Corps. There's a real mixture in here then. So when we were coming over the brow of that hill over there, so in that direction is Hawthorne, Sunken Lane, Newfoundland, Beaumont Hamel village, and we've come up over there, visited the Redan Cemetery, and then come across the edge of the field, walked down, and we found this. Absolutely huge in comparison to the ones that we've just been visiting. And this is called the Serre Road Cemetery. I believe it's numbered as well. Serre Road Cemetery number 2. So over there, some more cemeteries there, look. I'm seeing there's Duke of Wellingtons. Oh, New Zealanders there. Yeah, so there's a very large mixture of soldiers here. Royal Berkshires. Wow. So we're going to have a look and get some details on this.
There are 7,127 Commonwealth Bosnians run in the cemetery, mostly dating from 1916. Of those, practically 5,000 are unidentified.
Wow.
This cemetery was not completed until
1934.
So there are 7,000.
Good grief. So it must have been a fair engagement on this area, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like I say, when they did the clear-ups in the 20s, when they were, they must have brought a lot of them here. Yeah, I found New Zealanders, Australians, there's a rare mix, Canadians, you know, there's a rare mixture. I was looking at the top where Terry's walking now, and they look like new stones there.
Yes.
Whether they've been replaced because they needed replacing, or if there's been a repatriation, so I'm going to have a walk up there. If you were curious as to what 7,000 dead people look like. Amazing, isn't it? And this is only the first, this is number 2, isn't it? So number 1's over there. So just beyond there now you can see to the right is number 1 cemetery and to the left is the French cemetery. Just want to read that one there, look. So, age 19, 1st of July, King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry, 2nd Battalion, Archie Hainsworth. He was killed in action during the Battle of the Somme and he's buried here, lest we forget. And that's him there. Wow. obviously you can see here that they've got a German grave marker there. Zwei unbekannte deutsche Soldaten. 2 unknown German soldiers. Australian there. And Canadian. It looks like there's some very new stones up there as well. '15th Battalion Australian Infantry. C. Purcell. And all Australians here. And then mixed up with the different regiments. So, in memory of Val Braithwaite, Lieutenant 1st Battalion Somerset Light Infantry, fell near this spot.